Hi guys, so to clarify what happened yesterday, right, second immunology appointment, and although I was nervous, I didn't want to see them, but I was probably a little bit glad that it went a crazy day, it went hilariously crazy, and I was probably like in one way sad I didn't get it, but glad. Anyway, they were very good at rearranging it, they were understanding, so it was circumstances and partly our fault. So anyway, that being said and that being done, we went straight on to that little stand-up bar we like to get some snacks. We got them the same snacks as before. They had them all in, apart from the biscuits, but they were just as delicious. They were only tiny ones. I shared them with my husband. Lovely stuff. But before that, my husband said to me, because I'm not good with the cold, I asked him to meet me at a certain point. We checked you could only meet at a certain point between where we'd just been at immunology and where we bought the food. So a couple of people that I asked, and I will ask anybody and talk to anybody, they were just nurses or whatever they were, but they said yeah. So we did it. Husband's like, meet me for 15 minutes. Okay. So I just sat there, went on my phone, tried to like whatever with my basket, whatever I did on my scooter, I was just there waiting. And then I thought, right, must be 5 minutes before meeting him. Put my gloves on. I thought by the time I've done that, switched the thing on and gone out of the corridor. It wasn't far, but I thought it'll be about 5 minutes. So anyway, I did that. So a guy had been there. I didn't think anything of it. This guy had been there the whole time after we bought the stuff at his stand. He'd been there the whole time that I'd been there just waiting. He wasn't there first of all, but I thought, well, he's probably waiting for somebody. So I ignored him. He was praying though. It looked like he was praying. Now, it wasn't a psychiatric ward, but you don't know what people have got going on. He was an older guy, could be Alzheimer's. He had a long beard. I don't know if he was Jewish or whatever. I'm not sure. Could have just been anybody. He had a hat on, looked almost Amish, really, with very long, smart clothes, like a trench coat. Anyway, that's not the point, because he was stood there praying the whole time that I was there. And I thought, okay, let everybody do their own thing. Went past him. And as soon as I went past him, I said, thank you, like I do. And he went, do you mean, well, like that, and saluted. And I thought, okay. It's strange, but then everybody does their own thing. Probably his way of saying okay to me. So as soon as I went past him, it was a short corridor, I remember, he started following me right behind the scooter and then started muttering something, either to himself or me. I couldn't tell, it was quietly. And as I looked behind, I thought, okay, he's going to follow me down the short corridor and to the door probably. He followed me out of 2 sets of doors. And I started to feel a bit uneasy by this time. Now, like I said, he could have been a psychiatric patient, or that wasn't a psychiatric hospital, I've got to admit, or anything could have happened. I don't know who he was, what was going on with him. Some people, he may have had something going on that he needed to go to hospital for, that he didn't realise. Like, it could be anything at all. So I'm thinking, I'm being a bit easy, I want to get away from him, but it's probably harmless. I looked behind me, he was still walking behind me up the pavement to where I was going to meet my husband. So I'm going faster, a bit nervous, thinking that's strange. I don't want this guy following me. Even if, like I said, whatever's going on. So I'm thinking by this time, my husband's not there. You know, he should be here. So I thought, well, I don't want to hang around this guy. I'm going to walk down, because where I'm walking, my husband was going up, so we're going to see each other. So I'm thinking, yeah, I wasn't that early. I should have seen him by now. Of course, I was out in 2 minutes, outside in this weather in 2 minutes, and that's all it takes. A couple of minutes, I just started going up the hill and down. It didn't take me long, so I was zooming up there. And I'm feeling like somebody's hit my fingers. If I'm cold, even if I go in the fridge aisle or I can't hold anything frozen. I'm not saying I don't and I shouldn't, but if I've ever held anything frozen or ever do, it feels like someone's got a hammer and hit me. Anyway, the point is I was frozen, so I was going in every entrance going. I looked for 5 of them, calling my husband at the same time on both phones I had. So I did that. I only managed to go in about 2 or 3 of them. Last one I went in, I was warming up. Last one I went in, this guy was wielding called Sean. I'm sorry, Sean, I hope you don't mind mentioning name if you see this. I don't think he ever will. He was 51, a bit older than me. Really nice. We ended up talking. He was trying to talk me down. I was phoning my husband saying we were worried. I was getting a bit worried. I didn't want that guy to follow me and see where I'd gone, but I'd gone really far ahead. Then the person with one of the shutters put it up, the receptionist, I ended up talking to her. They're all nice. It's like we had this meeting, we're having a bit of a laugh. He's trying to cheer me up. Poor guy wasn't in a good way at all. You could see that he wasn't, even though he wasn't much older than me. It was a friendly guy. Receptionist was good. I was probably there for nearly half an hour. I got 3 missed calls on both phones because I took them both, remember. I had 2 on one on the other. Doesn't matter. Anyway, that was just before I videoed you guys. So I'm doing all of that, thinking, where's my husband gone to? He's probably, I've forgotten that he hadn't taken his phone, or he hadn't had both of them. I think one of them didn't have credit, the other one he'd left at home. I didn't know that. Well, I'd forgotten actually. So I'm thinking he's probably let his battery go dead, and the 3 phone calls on my 2 phones are probably from the hospital. I was right to some degree. And so anyway, sorry I had to go. So anyway, that was like hilarious. I videoed you guys because I went out after like, what, 20 to 30 minutes, remember, of the last hospital. I thought I'm going to have to phone him again. So I tried, didn't get through. He eventually tried me, but that was just after I videoed you guys. So I was all flustered, not knowing what to go off. It was a bit of a hilariously crazy situation, but a bit worrying for me because I'm thinking he's going to be upset with me. I'm getting worried. I need to leave this hospital. I'm probably safe. Like Sean said, you're in a hospital, you're probably safe, but it's right to reassure me. But, you know, I didn't want that guy to catch up with me. I didn't know if he was there. It turned out he was. My husband said when he'd gone up there, a while later he was there, but he didn't follow me all that way, so I zoomed off. Anyway, I wasn't going to go back, was I? So I'm going further down and I'm getting really cold, and I'm like, right, my husband was like panicking, and I thought he'd be upset with me. Why don't you wait or something like that? What's going on? He wasn't. So it's like, I've never in the time I've known him panic so much. It's like, I'm not going to see you, where are you? I'm saying, look, there's blah, 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 sign here, this sign up here on the building, this sign on the street, try and look there. He's like, where are you? Why'd you do this? Where are you? I can't find you. I'm not going to find you. I'm not going to see it. I can't read it. I've never known him like that. I've known him since 2007. I've never known my husband like that. So I'm like, we must have been nearby. Well, we were. Because like, as I was talking to him, he pulled up and I'm like, Greg, I can see you. It's like, can you see me? It's like, yeah, I can see you. Like, ah. So he's like, right, meet me up here. So he pulled, it was on a corner. He sort of turned around, drove. I crossed over because I just stood there trying to keep myself warm, putting my hands under my armpits like I do to keep myself warm. That's the best way for me. I'm feeling tired, exhausted, a bit stressed, although it was funny in one way, and very, very cold and in pain. So I met up with him, and as soon as I got to the back of the car, he looked like he was crying. He said he wasn't, but he looked like that. And he ran up to me, threw his arm around me, gave me the bear hug, which used to be my trait when he came home from work. I used to give him a bear hug. He used to love that. He threw his arms around me, wouldn't let me go. I held on to him, and it was like the nicest meeting we've had in years. I wish we were like this all the time. And he just, it's like, I'm worried about you, what are we going to. So it's like, let's get you inside. Well, and he was worried about me. I thought you're not angry with me. I'm wondering where I got to, where I waited. I tried to explain to him, why don't you go back? It's like, I'm not going back there. That kind of might have been harmless, but I wasn't going to risk it. You know, as a woman, when I can't fight anybody off these days. If you can fight someone off, you can yell, shout, scream, run away. A woman or a person feels a lot safer. I can't do that these days, so I feel less safe than I ever would have felt. So, you know, I didn't used to feel unsafe at all. Anyway, the point is that everything turned out all right. It was just crazy. I made a friend or two in the reception. Crazy guys, honestly. But obviously we found each other because I won't be here now. Bye, guys. Mad stuff.